And no, there is no video on YouTube literally for me telling people to click on ads. You're absolutely wrong.
Please go to my partner channel, The King of Hate HD, and click on the ads that show up on the videos there, because
Hello everyone, and welcome to the tragic comedy of Darkside Phil. In this series, we are going to explore a series of events and sagas in Phil's life as a content creator. And at the end of it, you'll have a thorough understanding of the whole story and all of Phil's lies, nonsense, and other bullshit he tells along the way. And we're going to start with my personal favorite, his history with Google AdSense. And to start off, you might be wondering, hey, what is Google AdSense?
AdSense is the system that Google uses to distribute advertisements and pay content creators for their views and the number of times someone interacts with an ad or the video itself.
And it's also important to note that at this time, back in 2010, crowdfunding through things like PayPal and Patreon and other things like Super Chats were not really a thing yet when it comes to YouTube. The main bread and butter when it comes to making money on YouTube was through ad revenue, and that was about it. So having issues with your AdSense account could pretty much destroy your ability to make money as a content creator on YouTube. Now in this next clip, you're going to see Phil give a pretty good summary of how he lost his Google AdSense in 2010.
to say it this way, the way that the YouTube partnership program works, like I said, it's based off of video views, but it's also based off of ad clicks. A hell of a lot of people clicked my ads that month because of what happened, and I made a pretty big wad of cash. Well, in the middle of December, YouTube contacts me and says, well, Phil, we feel that those ad clicks that you got last month were invalid. You're kicked out of the program. Goodbye.
Okay, and once he lost Google AdSense with no other easy pathway he could see, he decided to jump on, get a partnership with Blip TV. And things were going reasonably well for him on Blip TV. He was making a decent amount of money until he completely fucked that up.
This is what happens when you let the Jews do whatever they want. You've let the Jews overrun space, and now look at this. Their greed has had the artifact turn everyone into necromorphs. So now I, the last remaining Nazi, must exterminate them. Hello, Jew.
I'm only gonna I'm only gonna play that one piece because it speaks for itself. It gets worse. That's more than enough to say, yeah, getting banned was justified. But getting back on topic, after getting kicked off of Blip TV, he managed to get a partnership with Machinima. We're gonna start with Phil lying through his teeth in 2019 when he said that he took care of his Google AdSense problem while he was still with Machinima.
Of course, the best part on top of all of this is the blatantly illegal AdSense account. Like, what? What the hell are you talking about? I've told the story multiple times. I told it in the interview with the Quartering. I've told the story about what happened with my AdSense account. Here, I'll tell it again in a nutshell, okay? So at the time, the AdSense account was closed, all right? And then, years later, YouTube revamped their system. Okay, it's been years, can you unsuspend my account? And they did. And then, lo and behold, years later, the whole partner system fell apart. I left Machinima, I was at Curse for a year, then I was done with Curse, and now there's literally not a single reason to even use a partner program because everyone gets the same ads anyway. So, luckily I was smart enough to foresee stuff happening and trends happening on YouTube and seeing what was going on, and I saved that AdSense account until I needed it, and now I'm able to use it. Blatantly illegal AdSense account. Like, you are a fucking idiot.
Alright, now that we've seen Phil lying through his teeth, now we'll see the real story.
I'm almost positive that was the same AdSense account that was associated with DSP Gaming. So basically what I would have to do is set up a new AdSense account, a new everything, and try to start from scratch and get all that set up. Honestly, it was easier for me to just contact Curse and say, listen, I know you're going to take, a cut or whatever, but if you could just quickly monetize all my videos for me. Okay, it's been years, can you unsuspend my account? And they did. And then lo and behold, years later, the whole partner system fell apart. Luckily, I was smart enough to foresee stuff happening and trends happening on YouTube and seeing what was going on, and I saved that AdSense account until I needed it, and now I'm able to use it.
So right there, we saw DSP in 2017 say that rather than set up a new account, it would be easier just to sign up with Curse and just have everything monetized. But then we see 2 years later, Phil lies and said, "Oh, I already took care of my AdSense problem, and then I saved it until after I was done with Curse and all that stuff, and then I could use it because I thought ahead." Okay, with that Dark Side Phil lie taken care of, now we can go on because it doesn't stop there. Because when he was with Curse in 2017, while he was happy with the fact that he was able to have an MC and still be able to keep doing this as a job, he was rather dissatisfied with the fact that he didn't have a managed partnership anymore, like he did with Machinima. And so here he decided to basically jump ship from Curse and join a new company. And this doesn't go as planned.
It's now at the point that YouTube is screwing up so much on such a regular basis, I'm really feeling like I need to make an effort to take my YouTube/internet presence for gaming and move it to Twitch, all right? I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible, so please pay attention. Basically, right now I cannot upload any gameplay videos to either DSP Gaming or KO Gaming because advertisements are disabled on the channel, and it doesn't seem like there's any way I can get them enabled, at least right now, and I need to explain to everyone the situation because it's a huge oversight by YouTube, okay? Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? YouTube did not disclose that not only do you need 10,000 views on your channel, you also need to have your YouTube channel approved for an AdSense account. Yes, a personal AdSense account. I have to accept the terms and conditions of monetization. That I did. The second step is have a Google AdSense account associated with your channel. Now, there's a problem here, folks. You can only legally own one Google AdSense account. Period. You can only own one. You can't have more than one AdSense account. It's not allowed per the terms and conditions of Google.
Okay, now we just heard Darkside Phil say you can only have one AdSense account. But watch what Phil says right here.
So, I was doing this, and I did it both for DSP Gaming and for KO Gaming. First, I did it for DSP Gaming. I said, create a new Google AdSense account for DSP Gaming and associated with it. Filled out all the appropriate info, okay? Submitted it, all right? And then it went down to YouTube. Said, okay, your account is now ready for our review. We'll review it within 1 week, and we'll get back to you to let you know if you're approved or not, okay? I went to KO Gaming behind the scenes, and I did all this stuff. 10,000 views, check. Accepted the terms and conditions, check. I applied for a Google AdSense account for KO Gaming. Put all that information in there, okay?
You heard that right. Literally, just like 2 seconds after he said you can't have more than one AdSense account. What does he try to do? He says, "Oh, I tried to create some new AdSense accounts for KO Gaming and for DSP Gaming, so that way I'd be all set." Well, you can take a wild guess as to how well this worked out.
Thank you for your interest in Google AdSense. While reviewing your application, we noticed you already have an account with the information that matches the account you're trying to create here, and that AdSense is associated with KO Gaming. Since our AdSense program policies do not permit multiple accounts, we're unable to accept your new application at this time. And that's it. That's the email. So basically, I got an email at DSP Gaming telling me I can't associate DSP Gaming with an AdSense account because I tried to create an account and there's already one associated with KO Gaming. So I said, all right, maybe I can fix this. Let me take a look. So I looked into it. Okay, what can I do? Oh, it actually says, all right, when you go to redo this process to relink it to an AdSense account, it says, okay, you don't have to create a new AdSense account for DSP Gaming. You can link it to an existing one. Therefore, you'll have multiple YouTube channels all linked to the same AdSense account. That's what I want to do, right? So I put in the information. I want to link this to the KO Gaming AdSense. That's working. It's approved now. I put all the information in, okay? But when I go to say, okay, what AdSense account is DSP Gaming associated with? It doesn't show the data for KO Gaming. It shows the old data from the account I tried to make this morning that was denied. And I'm like, this is insane.
And here's where we get to even more bullshit of him trying to say, "Oh my god, it's broken." It's like number one, your AdSense account got suspended. So right there, so that's not broken. That's the system working correctly to make sure you can't engage in ban evasion.
So I did two things. The first thing I did, I wrote my partnership network, the new one, and I said, listen, at this point, I seriously don't know what to do because I can't do anything on my end, and if this denies me again, I can't even create a new one. I can't link to an existing one. I'm stuck with DSP Gaming linked to a denied AdSense account, so I can't get to the next step to get it approved for monetization so you can link it. Is there anything you can do on your end, all right? At the same time I did that, I wrote an email, because a lot of people don't know this, for YouTube channels that have over 100,000 subscribers and get over 100,000 view hours in a year, there is an email address that you can write to that actually has direct support for YouTubers. So at this point, I wrote an email to this creator support email address, and I explained the whole situation, and I said, what I need you to do, because I can't do it, apparently, is disassociate this broken AdSense account that was denied and associate DSP Gaming with the working AdSense account that KO Gaming is associated with. So we'll have two channels associated with the same account, which, by the way, will never be used because I'm trying to link the goddamn channels to a partner network. So as soon as that happens, they're going to be delinked anyway, and none of this matters.
But Phil, it does matter because this was an extra safeguard put in place as a result of the adpocalypse. Okay, and for those who don't know, the YouTube adpocalypse was a very bad event on YouTube in 2016, where a series of widely viral videos that were considered obscene by their very nature, such as terrorist videos of where terrorists were openly killing people and getting viral YouTube, press for it. Those videos went viral and it made huge headlines. And as a result of this, This scared away a lot of advertisers because a lot of those videos of like terrorists openly killing people in a YouTube video had like Pepsi commercials on them. And so this caused advertisers to run away in a panic. And as a result of this, all YouTube creators, including Darkside Phil, saw their ad revenue plummet in 2016 and in 2017. And as a result of this, that's put Phil in a very, very bad spot financially, as well as YouTube had to scramble in order to put in place a bunch of brand new safeguards in order to reassure advertisers that this kind of bad stuff will never happen again. Just because you fucked up and you can't engage in ban evasion doesn't mean that the system's broken. It doesn't mean that it's pointless.
Am I expecting to get any kind of an intelligent answer or help? No, I'm not. I am screwed, everyone. I don't know what to do.
Oh, I love that part. Just him shouting, "I am screwed, everyone. I don't know what to do." You see why I put that in, because that is fucking hilarious. Because, I mean, AdSense, especially back in 2017, ad revenue was still a major part, was still a gigantic part of his revenue. So if that got fucked up, he would be in big trouble.
The bottom line is about half of the money that I make during a month is from YouTube. Yes, even though I know I'm not making those YouTube videos, playthroughs anymore where I'm hyper-focused on the game and I'm ignoring stream chat, I'm not doing that anymore for the most part, that money from YouTube view ad revenue is my lifeblood. It's half my paycheck. Without that, I can't pay my bills. All right? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and so the layman would be wondering, hey, why the hell is Phil telling his viewers this?
So, the reason I'm telling you guys and gals this is simple. Number one, I can't upload gameplay videos to DSP Gaming or KO Gaming until these channels get approved and have ads enabled. I just can't. I need to save those videos so I can make money, okay? That's my money right there, and I can't just release everything for free and then go out of business. So, any gameplay that I'm doing until this issue is resolved is going to be exclusively on Twitch TV.
But if you thought it was over, oh no, Phil keeps going on this one.
So, folks, it's not looking good. It's just not looking good in regards to DSP Gaming, and I don't know what to do. I'm in panic mode. So I'm between a rock and a hard place. I really don't know what to do right now. Everything's up in the air yet again and uncertain because YouTube has screwed up again and screwed me over again. How do you think you can blame me for this one? I have no idea. This is their own coding issue.
Okay, there's a lot to go over there. First off, how can we blame you for this one? Well, I can think of several ways, Phil. First off, and the most obvious one to anybody with half a brain, is that you moved across the country to a super expensive house before you sold your old condo, and therefore you had to juggle two mortgages more or less by yourself for several years. At this point in 2017, it was about a year. So right there, he lost probably a good 18 or 20 grand that he could have had in his savings account for a rainy day. So right there, number one, yeah, so he already fucked himself over. Second of all, he leased a 2014 BMW. And number three, and the most obvious, is that he was already with Curse. Because again, he went with Curse before these safeguards went into place, including the AdSense account. So he would have been grandfathered in, no problem. He would have been just fine with Curse. So right there's a few ways in which those are all things that were 100% your fault. Okay, with that video out of the way, now we're going to get into a video from the past, to where Phil admits that he knew full well that creating a new AdSense account and trying to get was violating terms of service. It was essentially ban evasion. And not only that, but Phil said it was against his morals to try and skirt the rules and try to get around the system when he was banned.
Everyone's saying, well, Phil, and we all know that this past weekend, your Google AdSense accounts got shut down. And therefore, we're not looking to do anything anymore on Google with participation. But why can't you just make another partner account? And the answer is you can't. I mean, sure, I could make a new channel.
You can't?
I could make all this other stuff, but the bottom line is this: you need a legal name and address, and if it's a business, a tax ID to register an AdSense account. And I've already done it once, and it's in Google's terms and conditions. Once one person does it once, if it gets suspended, you can never do it again. So I'm not going to falsify information and break the law, or it's not really breaking the law. We'd be breaking Google's terms and conditions basically to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Wow.
That's not the kind of person I am. And,
Seems reasonable.
So, I was doing this, and I did it both for DSP Gaming and for KO Gaming. First, I did it for DSP Gaming. I said, create a new Google AdSense account for DSP Gaming and associated with it. Filled out all the appropriate info, okay? Submitted it.
All right, with that out of the way, we're going to move on to the last major section of the Adsense Fiasco, which was when he got fired from Curse.
Once Curse released my channel today while I was streaming, YouTube flagged the channel and said it cannot be monetized because of invalid click activity. Now that's erroneous because there is no invalid click activity. The channel was used previously with Curse and had no problems. Created a new AdSense account for DSP Gaming, but I already had an AdSense account for my vlogging channel. In the meantime, I got partnered. Everything was fine for the last year and a half on my DSP Gaming channel. I had ads through Curse. But now what happened is that dummy account that I created just to get partnered with Curse apparently got flagged and deactivated. All right. The blatantly illegal AdSense account. Like, what? What the hell are you talking about? But now what happened is that dummy account that I created just to get partnered with Curse apparently got flagged and deactivated. All right.
Okay, so right there, him just saying, "Oh, it's a dummy account," is like he's just brazenly admitting that he just created a fake account, a bullshit account, just to try to violate terms of service and to do ban evasion.
Blatantly illegal AdSense account. Like, you are a fucking idiot.
And the funny thing is that I actually am recording this after, like, pretty much at the end of the recording process because I forgot about this. The fact that this alone didn't get him kicked off of AdSense is astounding to me. It will never cease to amaze me how dumb this guy is. Hey, if you're enjoying the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. And now we're going to go into part 2, which is who's to blame. And we're going to start with Phil in 2015 misrepresenting what invalid click activity means.
2010, I got laid off from my full-time job, which was an office job, and then people just flocked to my stuff because they wanted to see me succeed. They knew I couldn't make any money on the gaming videos, so they watched the hell out of the vlogs, and that's when YouTube decided to say that I was abusing through illegal click activity, which I obviously did not perform, but that I was somehow abusing by clicking my own videos or something and kicked me out of the ad program.
Yeah, so right there he tries to narrow what invalid click activity means as, oh, you're clicking your own videos. But that's only one of several ways that you could be engaging in invalid click activity under the Google AdSense. Now the next one, he's going to try to shift the blame over to his viewers by talking about his DSP Tries It video.
Not this one, but the original vlogging channel, The King of Hate HD. This was after I had just lost my job. And I didn't know how I was going to pay the bills anymore. And you couldn't even monetize gameplay videos. So I had put ads on the videos on that vlogging channel. And I was trying to find things that would bring people to the vlogging channel. So one night I had a few too many to drink. And I said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the Axe Body Detailer DSP Tries It. I made this video of me in the shower topless, scrubbing my body, basically slurring my words because I had drank so much, all right? It went viral. Within a day, the thing had something like 30,000 views, if not more. And honestly, because I was making so much, you know, there were ads on it and people were going crazy for the ads. I made like $1,000 in a day on that video, which is out of control, right? That was the video that triggered YouTube 7+ years ago to think that I was cheating with the AdSense program. And they contacted me and said, we're kicking you out of the AdSense program on this channel because we suspect that you're sitting there clicking on the video to get ad revenue because you made so much in one day.
Okay, and what Phil conveniently leaves out in these explanations, as well as several more we'll get to in the future, that he not only flat out said for people to click the ads, but then later on he would go on to thank his viewers for their quote-unquote participation, and that he said that he had to be very, very hush-hush about it, and he almost directly, says to click on ads.
Hate HD, and basically how much you guys participate with this channel, if you know what I mean. I'm not allowed to come out and just say, how you can do that.
Okay, and that clip just speaks for itself. Now we're going to go into Phil denying that he ever said click on ads.
And no, there is no video on YouTube literally for me telling people to click on ads. You're absolutely wrong. Tamanese just said that in the stream chat. You are wrong.
Please go to my partner channel, The King of Hate HD, and click on the ads that show up on the videos there, because hopefully, fingers crossed, that actually starts giving me some money.
And how do you think that Phil would react when he was confronted on the fact that there was a video on his own YouTube channel, the whole face reveal video, saying to go to The King of Hate HD and click on the ads?
All right. Jay Kramer just cheered. He says, I have to ask Phil, don't jump down my throat. What is that clip from many years ago? Where apparently I asked people to click on ads. I don't remember that. Now, maybe it exists. I've addressed this before in the past. I don't remember ever specifically saying, go click an ad. By the way, I should bring this up yet again. Okay? I should. I did not get any disciplinary action against me at all ever for doing that. Ever. All right? Ever. if you don't know, people don't seem to understand. What is invalid click activity? What that means is that basically a bot got involved and clicked on an advertisement on YouTube. That's what it means. And that's people for years, ever since that happened, have literally made that up and said Phil got disciplinary action against him on YouTube because he said to do this. No, that's not why it happened. It's because they said that people were going in with bots and mass clicking the ads.
So right there you saw, first off, he can't admit, and this is 2018, he can't admit 9 years after he said it. He can't just come out and say, yes, I said it. 9 years later, he still can't admit it. That's amazing. And then second of all, you see him misrepresent the terms of service. Okay, here's the Google AdSense terms of service regarding invalid click activity. Invalid click activity is determined by Google in all cases. That includes, but is not limited to, spam, invalid inquiries, invalid clicks on ads generated by any person, bot, automated program, or similar device, that including through any clicks or impressions originating from your IP address, computers under your control, clicks solicited, or impressions generated by payment of money, false representation, or request for end users to click on ads or take other actions. And now we're going to jump ahead to 2019 to Darkside Phil's interview with the Quartering.
I had a vlogging channel where I was doing stupid crap. I was making food that was terrible food and, just dumb stuff just to have some variety in my content. I said, maybe I can monetize that. So I did, and because people felt so bad about me losing my job, they actually went nuts on the ads, and I made a ton of money in a couple months, which is one of my first controversies was that I got kicked out of Google AdSense within 2 months because they claimed that I did invalid click activity when I didn't. It was because my fans were so supportive of me and felt bad that I lost my job that they were clicking the crap out of my ads.
So once again, Phil continues to blame his viewers by saying, oh, they just felt bad for me, therefore they clicked the crap out of my ads and stuff. And here it's amazing because Phil doesn't even address it. Phil doesn't even address the issue of saying click on ads. He doesn't even bring it up at all, not even to debunk it, which is absolutely amazing. But these kinds of denials don't stop here. They continue for quite a while.
Now, the other hilarious part about all of this is you got these moronic conspiracy theorists who are in the stream chat right now, and they're saying, but Phil, you did ask people to click on your ads on YouTube. Yeah, when was that video made? Think about this. There was a video made, it was my face reveal video, from the first half of 2009, excuse me. So the first half of 2009, I did a vlog with a face reveal video, and I very stupidly said in that video, one of the ways to help me out would be, I think I said, I might have said to click on the ads, I don't remember, okay? I know that I basically said something about interacting with ads or clicking on ads, okay? That video was put out in the first half of 2009, and never once was I ever contacted by YouTube to say, oh, you broke our terms of service by doing this. The video was never taken down. The video is still live on the internet to this day. You can still watch it in its entirety, right? I never had any negative consequences as a result of that video, okay? So the hilarious stupidity of idiots who just want to parrot stuff and say, oh, the reason that Phil lost his AdSense in late 2010 is because of this video where he said to click on that. The video was out for a year and a half, you dingus. A year and a half. No negative repercussions happened a year and a half later as a result of a vlog that, you know what I mean? No, what happened was I lost my job, people felt bad, and they went and they clicked on those ads to try to help me out at that point. That's what happened. It had nothing to do with the video a year and a half before.
Hey, if you're enjoying the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. And you see there, Phil still just can't come out and say it in 2019. So again, we're talking 10 years, we're talking 10 and a half years from the day that he said click on the ads. He still can't admit that he has said it. He still just can't say it. He said, oh, I might have said it. And also he's bringing up an excuse of saying, oh, that was a year and a half ago. So therefore, they didn't ban me outright. They didn't ban me until a year and a half. Therefore, that can't possibly have anything to do with it. Which is like the dumbest argument in the world, because I mean, literally sometimes it takes 10 or 20 years for somebody to be arrested and convicted for murder. Does that mean they didn't commit the murder? No, of course not. Sometimes these things take time sometimes, and it just means that he didn't get caught yet. That's all. But now we're going to move on to the final denial, where this is the first time I could find that Phil tackles the issue head on, and this is the strongest defense Phil gives.
Here's what really happened, the full story in context. Okay, so I already had an AdSense account that existed since 2009, all right? On that, the King of Hate HD channel, every video had been monetized. In fact, I had made a video to reveal my face for the very first time in 2009. But I remember specifically in that video, I said something that I should not have said. I said, I'm paraphrasing here, hey, one way that you can really help me out, if you want to help me, with the cost of the games that I'm buying to play on Dark Side Phil, is you can click on the ads on my videos. I remember specifically I said it. It's in black and white. It's, I said it in 2009. Yes, I shouldn't have done that. Absolutely, positively, 100%. It's documented. It happened.
We're going to stop right there because right here he basically admits that he was lying for the past 10 years. He says, I remember specifically saying it. So he openly admits that for like over a decade he was lying his ass off about like, oh, I might have, I don't remember. No, he knew full well. Come on.
However, what Mr. Knudsen is saying is that in late 2010, my AdSense account was deactivated. Actually, he says it was completely removed or canceled, all right? As a result of me asking my viewers to click on the ads, okay? This is incorrect. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, all right? I had ads on my videos all 2009 and 2010 on the King HD. I had said what I said at the beginning of 2009 in that video. YouTube didn't care. People mass reported the video. YouTube didn't care. You want to know why YouTube didn't care? Because it didn't result in any ridiculous over-the-top clicking of ads anywhere. It didn't. It just didn't equate to anything like that, okay? So because of that, YouTube didn't give a shit.
Now, I'm just going to say one thing before we continue here, is that Phil has not once ever shown a single piece of evidence that he was mass reported or that anybody complained at all to Google about him saying click the ads.
Now, when I lost my job in late 2010, I started a catchphrase that I said in all of my videos. Watch, rate, and participate. Back then, there has a rating system where it was stars. It wasn't thumbs up, thumbs down. Just so you guys know, that's what rate meant. It wasn't like it is today. So when I started saying this in all my videos, hey, thanks a lot, guys. If you want to support, please watch, rate, and participate. That's as far as it ever went. Never once did I say anything about ads at all. Okay? Of course, some people would say things, hey, does it hurt if I use ad blocker when I watch your videos? And I would outright say, yes, it does. Please don't. If you support me, please don't have an ad blocker on. Okay? But I never outright asked for that. After the initial time that I erroneously said it in 2009, it never happened again because people caught me out for it. And I was like, oh shit, I got to watch what I say. I want to be able to make this supplemental income to afford games and things. I got to be careful. I don't want that taken away from me.
Now, remember what he just said right there. He said, after the initial time in 2009, I never said click on the ads ever again. The problem is that the one thing that Phil and Baby Diapers have in common is that they're usually full of shit. And we know he's full of shit because he said it literally 2 months before he lost his AdSense account when he was doing a Q&A video in September of 2010, almost a year and a half after he said he never said it ever again.
Let me tell you this, I appreciate every donation that I get. All of them go towards equipment and things for my videos, and all the merchandise that people buy, and people who go and they're nice enough to go on my partner channel and watch those videos and click the ads and things like that. Anything that I make off of this, I'm extremely appreciative of.
So you just saw it right there. And by the way, this was from Phil's own channel, the King of 8 HD back then. That's where this was originally came from. So he uploaded this video himself. I think it's pretty safe to say that not only is Phil a terrible liar, but also that Phil is 100% to blame for losing Google AdSense. I think we've made that pretty clear. I think I've established that pretty clear in this whole video. And the thing that's amazing is that this video you're watching right now probably wouldn't even exist if Phil had just come out and said, if he had just acted like a man, acted like a grown-up, and said, yeah, I was dumb, I made a mistake, I shouldn't have done it, and I learned my lesson, and from then, and I made sure to avoid that mistake in the future, so I don't have any future AdSense problems. It's astounding. And this is another part of Phil's problems, is that he will not admit fault until he thinks he has no other choice, until his back is against the wall. And that has been one of Phil's major problems pretty much his entire life. And also another thing that we can take away from this is that you don't get very far in life by trying to lie and cheat and skirt the rules. It's very rare that it ends well, as we can see right here. And you always have to be thinking about the long term. How is this going to affect you in the long term? How is it going to affect your business? How is it going to affect your reputation? And we can see right now with Phil constantly begging for money to buy groceries or to buy McDonald's and stuff like that. It's like this is what happens when you're constantly just looking for that short-term gain at all costs. This is what happens. And I think that's a good place to stop. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you really enjoyed it, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and check out some other awesome videos I've made. And the best is yet to come, I promise you. This is Age of the Tractors. I'll see you next time.